this short sequence, we explore Trikonasana, the triangle. You can practice this sequence at any time of the day, also during a short work break. When we start, close your legs. Also later in the triangle, the legs and the lower back are the stable bases. Cross your fingers behind your back. You can also turn your palms at your thumbs are backwards directed. And with a straight back, come to a forward bend. Really relax your shoulder girdle and your arms can glide up more. And push your abdomen towards the thighs, then you can feel how your lower back is contracting. You can also gently pull your thighs upwards, that the legs are well included. When you come up, release your hands. Now push your heels a little bit together, that your lower back is really stable. Bring your arms up. Keep your shoulders light and form the backward bend with the activity from the middle section of the back. You can go upwards and gently backwards. And you want to also form into the thoracic spine. And then come to the forward bend again. You can go as far down as your back is straight. Gently pull your thighs upwards, then your lower back contracts more, and the upper body really glides out. Make sure you're letting the breath flow. Come back up, in between the positions, relax. Then form the backward bend again. Try to create the activity precisely from the middle section of the back. This is also the center of the activity later in the triangle pose. And keep your shoulders and your neck relaxed. And you can come out of the position. So to be aware of this upper section for a moment, bring your arms to the sides. You can turn your palms upwards and just a little bit lift the rib cage. And then bring your hands to your collarbones and gently raise your chest. Bring your arms up. The spine can grow longer and can glide up. You can also look upwards in the direction of your hands. Then bring your arms to the sides again. Just gently raise your chest. And again, bring your hands to your collarbones, upwards. And you can bring your arms down. Now open your legs. You always want to form an even-sided triangle with your legs here, so a leg length distance between your feet. So at first, bring your right arm up and your left hand between the shoulder blades. Your head is in line with your spine and your head stays like this. You want to form the movement from the outside to the inside. And then you can try to bring your right hand to your left hand. If you can't reach your hand, you can just grab the t-shirt. And now we turn to the right, so where the elbow is upwards directed. And you gently lift the rib cage. We really want to be aware of the uprightness here. We also experience the breath more in the upper section of the body, especially still in the area of the collarbones. We come back to the middle and we change the sides. Now bring your left arm up and your right hand between the shoulder blades. And your spine and your head are staying calm while you form the movement from the outside to the inside with your arms, and then you turn. Maybe you can turn even a little bit more and lift the rib cage. Your neck stays light and your breath can flow freely. And notice how you experience the breath here, probably in the upper section of the body. And we turn back to the middle. We're going to bring our arms down for a moment. Now we want to create a very interesting shape with our arms. You can bring your fingers together above your head. So we create a shape with 5 corners. We can be aware of that shape. And very naturally, here the awareness goes a little bit more to the outside. We are also aware of the skin. We can be aware how the breath touches the skin. And then you can bring your arms back down. Before we continue with Trikonasana, we work a little bit with the legs to have a good feeling for the dynamic in the legs. That also helps to have the stability in the lower back. Bring your weight on the right foot. Bring your left leg at first forwards, then to the side, and then backwards. The upper body just stays light and upright. The right leg forwards, to the side, and backwards. So when the leg glides out, at the same time, there's a gentle contraction towards the pelvis and the lower back. Here, you can also open the hip as a variation. Both movements make sense. So there's this nice dynamic in the legs and back towards the pelvis. When we include our arms, you can do that playfully. You can, for example, bring the same arm with the leg forwards, then both arms upwards, the same arm backwards, and, for example, both arms to the sides at last. And you change. So when we coordinate the movement well with the legs and the arms, the dynamic flows more easily into the legs. Each side one more time. The breath can flow a little bit deeper down into the body here. Now look for a moment. You can choose either you form a smaller or a bit of a larger movement next. So smaller would be you bring the leg a little bit backwards and then the knee up, the same arm goes up, the knee higher. And you can also go all the way into the horizontal here, and then the last position. It's the same. We will form each side twice. So start with the right side. You can always at the beginning bring the leg forward at first, and then the same arm goes with the leg. The arm helps the dynamic to flow into the leg, and also when we are bringing the knee up, our arm helps that the knee can come change the sides. The shoulders stay light, the dynamic goes into the leg. When we bring the knee higher, there's a very nice uprightness coming from the lowest part of the spine here. Each side one more time. And the left side. Make sure you're letting the breath flow, then the breath can flow deep down into the body. When you bring the knee up, your arm helps the knee to glide up. Okay, now we open our legs again. And probably now you have more awareness for the legs and the dynamic in the legs. There's also this gentle contraction towards the pelvis and the lower back, so you never want to feel the position in your lower back. At first, bring your palms forwards, and in a nice wide movement, bring your arms up and down again. So it's like your arms are pulling you out, and the spine grows longer. The shoulders stay light. And we create a space for the breath in the sides of the body. One last time. So now when we're moving to the side, look for a moment. It might help you to help with your hand. It's the lower section of the ribs, and here you can gently push the rib cage upwards, just to create this feeling how the rib cage glides upwards and to the side. The other arm stays close to the head. The legs are still the stable bases. So you want to create the activity out of this section, and your hand just gives you the feeling for where the activity comes from. And you can still have the feeling that your arm pulls you out. So you also create the movement from the outside to the inside by reaching far out with your arm. So look for a moment again. Now when we go all the way into the position, when your hand touches the leg, the hand is not carrying the weight. You're still holding the position from here, and the other arm pulls you out, so that you really experience this extension to the side. We form each side 3 times. Bring at first both of your arms up. Bring your left arm to the side. Your right arm stays close to your head. Now lift the rib cage, and remember this idea. You're also forming the movement from the outside to the inside. Come back up. So your arms are pulling you out. The legs and the lower back are the stable bases. The activity comes from the middle section, and then you can reach far out. The lightness stays in the upper parts. Each side one more time. Reach far out. You're extending to the side, into the space next to you. Reach far out. Make sure the breath can flow. And do a nice wide movement. ribcage still feels a little bit lifted, and probably you can feel your breath now in the sides of the body. It's a wide quality of breath which we are creating in Trikonasana. And it's the gesture which describes, in German we would say, Beziehungsfreude. So it describes this natural urge to seek a relation with the surroundings or with another person. Und wenn wir jetzt die Gestik des Körpers auch als seelisches Bild verstehen, was drückt sich dann darin aus? Im Körper haben wir die Gliederung in 3 Bereiche, den ruhenden, stabilen Stand, die Leichtigkeit, die freie Wahrnehmung im oberen Bereich, den aktiven Einsatz genau in einem Zentrum. Das heißt, wir setzen den Willen auf eine gegliederte Weise ein. Wir gehen nicht mit ganz viel Spannung zur Seite, sondern diese Ausdehnung entsteht und auch der sympathische Ausdruck, wenn wir den Körper in diese Ordnung führen. So ist auch im Miteinander so, dass wir einerseits sehr intensiv in Beziehung treten können und gleichzeitig aber auch den Raum für den anderen frei und offen lassen können, wenn wir den Willen auf diese geordnete Weise einsetzen. Wenn wir jetzt also nicht den anderen überzeugen wollen oder ihn für etwas brauchen, sondern wenn wir wirklich auch in die Wahrnehmung gehen, wenn wir zum Beispiel im Gespräch schauen, ist der andere überhaupt gerade aufnahmefähig? Oder wenn wir uns die Frage stellen, was braucht der andere eigentlich gerade? Sodass auch hier dieser freie Gedanken-Sinnesbereich da ist, der Wille an der richtigen Stelle zum Einsatz gebracht wird, sodass auch ein Raum entsteht für eine wirkliche Empfindung. Jetzt wünsche ich euch Freude beim weiteren Erforschen der Stellung. Bis zum nächsten Mal.